All right, guys, so I'm gonna teach you how to go ahead and do a bruise. You're gonna start off with your bruise wheel. It says it on the back. It has the yellow, the red, the maroon, and the dark purple, or the deep purple. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna start to make the bruise with a yellow, okay? Put it on the back of your hand. And you're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna start with a black eye, right? So you always wanna put the yellow wherever there's bone. So I'm gonna feel on her cheekbone, and I'm gonna start here, because that's what's gonna help it pop. Do you see it in the video? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I'm gonna go from the inner circle of her eye. Sorry, make sure close your eye. So from the center, all around, it almost looks like a little C. Okay, look up. So you're gonna cover the entire eye with yellow. Okay. Once you're done with your yellow, you're gonna go ahead and get red. Put it on the back. And you're gonna do the same thing, just this time. If we look at her face, you're going to leave wherever the bone is, you're gonna leave it yellow. You're gonna put a little bit of red on the inner eye. Look up. Underneath the eye. And around. Once you outline that, you're gonna grab your sponge, look up, and you're going to blend. Blend. But you still wanna keep the yellow in the middle. Close. Look up. And pause. Once you're done with your yellow and your red, you're gonna go ahead and get your maroon. Get a little bit. Put it again on the back of your hand, and it's the same process. So you're gonna go on the inner side of the eye. Look up. You can bring it closer to the yellow this time. Close your eye. Around. And you can bring it in a little bit. You're gonna grab your sponge, and same thing. You're gonna blend. Now, depending on what kind of bruise you want, whether it's an old bruise, the older the bruise, the darker it'll be. And as it's healing, and when you first get the bruise, it's lighter, okay? So you wanna blend it out. Once you're done blending that, the last color that you're gonna use is the deep purple. You're gonna grab it. Now this one's very dark, so you wanna be careful when you're putting it on the eye. You're gonna get a little bit. Same thing on the inner part of the eye. Look up, underneath. Around, close. And I'm gonna put it around. Notice I still have the yellow in the center to help me make it pop. Grab your sponge, and then you're gonna blend away. Now, if you blend too much, you can always go back. And you don't want any harsh lines. Look up. And if I wanted to make it darker, again, all I would do is I would go in with a darker color. And blend it out. Blood on a bruise unless there's like some sort of cut that's opening to it. But one thing I'd like to do sometimes is with a little Q-tip from your kit, you get a little bit of blood. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in the inner part of the bruise. and down here, wherever you want to add some sort of texture to the bruise. And then you let that set for a little bit, and then just go in with your sponge and blend it out. And that kind of creates a little bit of texture and a different coloring look up to your bruise. Now with your stipple sponge, what you're going to do is you get a little bit of the blood. Now don't get too much. I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. A little goes a long way. You grab your stipple sponge, and then with this, all you're going to do is you're going to look for bone if you wanted to add a scratch, and you're just going to pass it through. So wherever there's bone, with your stipple sponge, you can go ahead and scratch it, okay? So that is what you guys are going to be working on, just the bruise and scratching. Do not use wax, do not use latex, okay? One more time. If you look at the bruise, we add yellow in the color wheel, then red, then the maroon, and then the deep purple. You always want to have the yellow in the center because that's what pops the actual bruise. And then if you want to go back and add some texture with blood, you may do so. If you want to add scratches, you use your stipple sponge and you use it anywhere where there's bone, okay? And that is your bruise.